This is going to be a lot of fun. Boss Tagaloa, he charmed Bruin Nation for 4 years as a force in the trenches, and now he's got his eyes on the NFL. Excited to have him on the podcast. Boss Tagaloa, thanks for coming on. I'm Bryan Fenley. How are you doing, man? How is your family doing during this time?
Everyone's doing good, just staying healthy right now. Just trying to get this thing over with so we can go back to normal.
Absolutely. You can find Boss on Twitter @_BT75. I'm on Twitter @Bryan Fenley. Boss obviously played on both sides of the ball for UCLA. And I want to start with a question about your childhood. And for a guy like yourself that grew up with so many siblings, what was that like? The oldest of 7.
It was always fun, still fun. We're all stuck in the house now together, so it feels like the old days again, finally get to being home. And, the house is always crazy. Always all my brothers and sisters, they're still young too, so I'm the oldest. And, they're just always running around the house making mess and everything. So it's just fun to get to watch them grow up and everything. So.
Your first name is not a nickname. This is your name, and it describes the role you have over your siblings. I'm sure over the course of your life, people have asked you countless times, is that really your name? How does that fit your responsibility to the family? Because, look, you are the guy that is the oldest and the role model and all of that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, ever since I was young, I always had that same question from everybody. So, it was I got the name from my dad. It was his nickname actually. So, his nickname was Boss, and he ended up naming me Boss. So, it was just a good deal, and it fits me too. So, because I'm the oldest too, I had to make sure that everything. There's a lot of responsibilities that come with being the oldest, and just trying to set a good example for my younger siblings to follow, and then just for them to even do better than I did. So
that you are. Now let's take you to signing day when it was broadcast on national TV. ESPNU was there, and your close buddy and Devin Singletary was right next to you, and you talked about right before you announced the school, and you had that UCLA cap on, and there was still the sticker on it. You could tell it was brand new.
Yeah, no,
and
brand new.
Yeah, and you looked over at Devin, who was sitting next to you, and really gave him a showing of support, saying, "Thank you for helping me get through rough times as a kid and in some of those adversities." What were you able to overcome with Devin's help in the past, and how you two really developed a special bond?
It all started just middle school. First time I met him, we played for the same youth league team. So that was the first time I met him. That was in Pittsburgh, California, for the Junior Pirates organization. So first time we seen each other, kind of the same situation. Both the oldest of 7 kids. Devin got his siblings, and I got mine too. So we both the oldest. So I think it's just kind of fitting that we both, we met in middle school too. So we had the same kind of, same drive and everything for middle school, and wanting to know where we were going to go to high school and stuff. And De La Salle came into the picture, and everything just worked out from then. And Devin, he was a basketball player back then. So it was just fun just watching him grow and watching both of us grow at the same time. And it was just good. After we committed, he was in Michigan. I didn't know we were gonna link again at UCLA, but when he called and told me he was coming back to LA, it just brought even more comfort to my heart too, just knowing that he was gonna be there. And just to have that support is always good. Having a really close friend that's like a brother to just go through everything with you. And we've been through middle school, through high school, and now from college, and now transitioning to the NFL. So just wish the best for both of us and hope everything works out.
Both of you are rooting each other along the way, and I'm going to get to everything when it comes to how you're doing as far as getting your body right for the NFL and the preparations. One more question about Devin. You had said that he is the best tight end in the country. Tell me
Mhm.
why, because I might agree with you on this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to his game that no, I don't think a lot of other tight ends could, do and perform. And I mean, I've known him since high school. Real athletic kid. Like even when he was young, even when we were young, he was dunking in middle school. So I mean, that just speaks volume to how athletic he is. And I mean, just watching him grow, he blocks. Nobody sees how aggressive he is with his blocks. It's almost like an old lineman stuck in an athletic frame and everything. So I mean, it's just good. He runs, beautiful routes. He runs really good routes, soft hands. I think he's just a complete tight end, and any team that gets him is going to get a steal for sure.
I feel like that same sentiment could be applied to you. And Boss Tagaloa is joining us. You can follow him on Twitter at _BT75. I'm on Twitter at Bryan Fenley. How is your health right now, Boss? And conditioning wise, where are you?
Mm-hmm. I feel good. I feel healthier than ever, and just ready and excited for next week. Anything that happens, I'm just leaving it all in God's hands. I trust everything that's going to happen. Drafted or undrafted, I feel confident in my abilities. If I get an opportunity, all I need is just a chance to just showcase what I could do and basically just show what I have in me and everything. So
I look at guys like Darius Pickett. He went undrafted, and he's making a livelihood in the NFL. So it is so possible from the Bruin community and the brotherhood that is UCLA football to make it happen either way.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to dig into the archives of all of your game films from your career at UCLA, and you had the opportunity to access any film that when you were on the field, and you gave an NFL scout your best work, you said, okay, here is my best game, or here is my best series, or here is my best quarter, to adequately show your best talent, where would you spotlight that particular game?
I had to say probably my first year playing center, probably USC game. It's just more so just how everything happened. And, I'm just looking back at it now, being that was my first year playing at center. And, we haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since Paul Perkins, which was like a couple years before I got there. So I just took great pride in knowing that Josh Kelly ran for 289 yards that game. And, I mean, that's just hard to forget and something that you can't really top, especially against a rival like SC. It's just great. It felt great to be a part of that history that Josh Kelly made. And just going back-to-back 1,000-yard rushers, I think it speaks volume to not only Josh was a great player, but to the whole offense in general and to our offensive line too. So, I mean, that was just probably I think that was the most exciting game and most I don't even know how to put it, but I think that was the most exciting game for me.
Oh, and for the fans as well. I mean, to do it at the Rose Bowl too and have everybody there, that must have been an incredible feeling being
Incredible.
I can't even put into words what that must have been like for you.
Yeah.
And then you have your senior year, fast forward to your final year at UCLA. And if there was one thing, Boss, that you could have done over again your senior year or wish you could have done differently, we're all improving, we're all trying to get better. What is that for you?
Man, now that I'm looking back at everything that's going on now, just the use of just all the resources we have. If I could go back, I mean, I'm took all that for granted and everything. And now that you know how to use trainers occasionally and find my own trainers and everything until I'm with a team. But probably that's the main part, just taking more advantage of the resources I had. With dealing with different injuries or just body and anything, just taking care of my body more. But probably that's the most. I mean, we had the training room there just anytime we needed some or anything was bothering us. And, most of the time, we're young, we're in college, and just want to go home and take a nap before we go to class. You know, them long days and everything. So that's probably just the main thing. But yeah, that's probably it.
I mean, you're young, you're invincible, and glad to
Yeah.
hear you're feeling healthy now. You've played on both sides of the ball. You've had, great work in the trenches on either side, and you've been open about, hey, I'll do whatever it takes to get that opportunity. It doesn't matter where I am as far as
Mhm.
where I could see myself at the NFL level. Do you have a preference, or how are you going into your approach to the NFL when you know that you have experience on the defensive line and, of course, the offensive line?
I think it just adds value to my name. I think honestly, just being able to, show that I can play. I'm able to play both sides. Anywhere I'm needed, I'm willing to, take that spot and, thrive in any spot that I'm given a chance to play. So whether it's a defensive line or center, it wouldn't matter. I just want to get a shot, an opportunity, and I'll take all those opportunities, whether small or big. I just can't wait to just finally get back on the field and just basically showcase what we could do, what I could do, and to the coaches and everything.
Well, we all can't wait to see that. And how have you been able to keep your body in shape given the limitations that are going on right now? A lot of gyms are not open, and you're having to find other ways and get creative about how to stay fit.
The main thing, I mean, we have our own little weight room set inside the garage now. So, I mean, that was the biggest thing. Just making sure we had a bench and a squat rack that we could use to when these gyms are closed and preparing for these times. So that's the main thing. And the good thing, my block is shaped like a track. So
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
4 laps around the block, and you have yourself a mile. So it was just pretty good. And then our garage is like right there with the weight room set. So everything just worked out fine, and just able to, still be able to work out and stay in shape during this time that we had to stay away from the gyms and everything.
You've always had an optimistic perspective during your time at UCLA, when we all wish there were more wins. We all wish that we could have seen more of that. And
Mm-hmm.
you always kept a very upbeat attitude towards that. When, during your time at UCLA, when Chip Kelly was the head coach, did you see him flash the biggest smile?
Um, Honestly, I think it's when probably when Josh Kelly got his offer, a scholarship. I think that was the main thing. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was when Chip Kelly came in. So I think that was the biggest thing. Once Josh Kelly got an offer, I think he brought him up in front of the team and told Josh to break it up, and Josh broke it up. And Chip told him that he had a scholarship. So I think that was the biggest time. Chip's very, he's very different, got a different style of coaching. And, a lot of people don't really see his other side come out besides the man that's on the sideline. So, I mean, Chip's always been a good sport, and always smiling and everything, and had a positive attitude. So
It must have been a really fun environment to be in, and see the smiles on everybody's faces
yeah,
when
definitely.
Joshua Kelly got the offer, which he so deserved, that scholarship.
No, yeah, definitely.
What was the play-by-play like when Coach Kelly went to you and said, "Hey, Devin, Boss, your buddy Devin was on my mind. Boss, you have been great on the defensive line, but we want to test you out and try the other side." How did that whole dialogue go between you and Coach Kelly and your family, and then you ultimately deciding, yeah, you're right, Coach, I should probably give it a test and go with the offensive line?
Yeah, no, it wasn't the easy one. Just it's in the middle of my college career. I'm thinking the whole offseason, just get ready to come in and play D line, get my body right, and doing D line drills still. And he put me in during the offseason before my junior year and told me that he thinks that I could play center. So that was the first time I got to really think about it. And it took a long time. I went and talked to my dad about it. Talked to both my parents. So we prayed on it so many times, and something in my heart just told me that, this was a sign for me to just play offense. I don't know, something was – even when I was getting recruited in high school, there was always coaches that, always asked me if I snapped the ball before. So I just felt like it was a sign. Something was telling me to just keep doing it and take this chance. I knew it was going to be tough, but I mean, I knew it was going to be it was all going to be worth it too. So I mean, when I took it, it just everything worked out so far. So I'm just praying that. Just finish off and take this football as far as I can and, just try to be as successful as I can.
What do you bring to the table that you can't see on film?
Just a selfless person. I think anything you need me, the team needs me to do, I'm willing to do it, no matter what it is. I honestly think just an honest player. I think there's a lot of things that I could do, outside of football that helps, us as a team, whether it's just team bonding or going in and talking to coaches and everything. So I think it's the stuff behind the scenes that really make a player who he is. So, I've been working on a lot of stuff just off-season stuff and training. My offensive line coach, he really got me prepared for, everything. And he was hard on me throughout my whole center career. So, and I appreciated that because, it's not going to get any easier. So I think preparation is key. I prepare really well. So I'm just trying to transition that into the NFL when I get my chance. So I think that's the main thing, though, just a selfless player, great attitude, willing to do anything that'll help the team. So.
NFL scouts, you better be listening to this because these are all the perks of getting Boss. And we're excited to figure out where you land because when you get that opportunity, Boss, I know you are going to maximize that chance wherever that is. Absolutely, man. And we look forward to staying in touch with you and seeing how that's all going. Bruin Nation is behind you. And look, you're a family man. You're a great teammate. You're a beloved Bruin. Lots of talent. We want to see you succeed, and we can't wait to see what's in your near future with all that is going on at the next level. Boss Tagaloa will make his mark. You heard it here. Boss Tagaloa will get it done. There's that smile. And Boss, thanks so much for coming on, man, and giving us an update on how you're doing and how you're approaching the pros. And let's do this again.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely, man. You can follow Boss on Twitter at _BT75. Give him a follow. Send him some pleasantries, some good advice moving forward, all the good stuff. Give him the good vibes as he gets ready for the next chapter in his life.
Man, thank you. I appreciate you, Bryan.